Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing the NXT TakeOver 30 review. Later today, the SummerSlam 2020 review will be going up, because I was busy yesterday after work. It was all SummerSlam, and that was it. We watched SummerSlam, and I went to bed. That was pretty much how yesterday went, so both reviews will be coming out today. First match on the pre-show, we had the Triple Threat Tag Team number 1 contenders match, Legado del Fantasma versus Breezango versus Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. Prediction was Legado del Fantasma for both Jesse and myself. If you did not see my tweet on Twitter, my reviews are going to be changed up. I'm going to have them more streamlined, so they're more focused on the bigger moments, the attempted pinfalls, attempted submissions, and the wins and stuff like that. I'm not trying to have super long reviews anymore. I want it to be a little bit more clean cut. So, right at the start, Mendoza takes Breeze down. Wild is thrown over the top rope onto everyone else by Fandango, which I thought was a really cool spot. There was a couple ropes between Lorcan and Dango. There's a big clothesline by Dango taking him and Lorcan outside. Mendoza dove from up top outside onto Fandango and Lorcan. Neckbreaker by Wild, making Lorcan DDT Breeze, which was a really cool spot. A few pin attempts by Wild. Burch starts destroying him. Wild avoids a big tag move from Lorcan and Burch. Burch and Lorcan hit a tag move, but Mendoza ends up breaking up the pin. Breezango start taking control. They hit the tag leg drop, but Wild breaks the count. 450 splash after a Spanish fly, but Dango breaks it up. Uppercut by Burch. Lorcan followed by Breeze, super kicking him. Breezango win, 0-1 on predictions, 10 out of 10. It was a very good match. It wasn't really what I expected to happen, but I'm not really upset about it because I do love Breezango. They're one of my favorite tag teams on NXT, if not my favorite, at least for the people who are more on the entertainer side and less on the super fucking title hungry side. So I'm very excited to see them go against Imperium once again, and hopefully they win. I'm just going to say that right now. Hopefully they win. Match number 2, men's singles match. We have Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. Prediction was Balor for both. There's a lot of mat wrestling from both at the start. This match was very slow compared to what Balor normally does. He sends Thatcher outside of the ground over the top rope. Thatcher gets a brutal leg hold in on him, starts wrenching it like crazy. He gets a bow and arrow submission in, but Balor ends up getting out of it. Gets a Kimura in. Balor rolls over, but Thatcher adjusts his setup. Crossface in, knee to the ribs, followed by a few more. Lots of submission attempts by Thatcher, but Balor keeps fighting out of them in one way or another, reversing it, rolling to the ropes, whatever he ends up doing for it. Huge chop to Balor. He responds with a Pele kick, taking Thatcher down. Tries for a sling blade, but it gets countered. He then gets a stomp to the chest after that. Octopus stretch in by Balor, but Thatcher gets out. Balor gets a near fall, but Thatcher gets his shoulder up. John Woo drop kick, heads up top, hits the coup de grace, is avoided, Balor grabs his leg immediately, and Thatcher gets a weird look on his face. He's like, it was really fucking creepy looking. It made me very uncomfortable. Single leg crab locked in. Balor gets the rope, but Thatcher continues his attacks. Kicks to the ribs. Balor starts gaining some momentum, though. Kick to Balor. German suplex. Octopus stretch again. Balor rolls up, but then gets in a different submission. Thatcher uses joint manipulation to get out. Double stomp to Thatcher. Both men trying to regain their breath. Coup de grace hits, but Balor can't capitalize on it because he's a little bit tired. 1916, Finn wins, 10 out of 10, 1-1 on predictions. It was a fucking great match. It was a lot of back and forth. It was very back and forth, which I always really like in these matches. I like to see... I'm not a huge fan of squash matches. I like seeing a lot of back and forth and like, oh, okay, this person can win here, or this could... You know what I mean? I like seeing that sort of back and forth where they actually have the chance of winning at multiple moments, and it's not just one person comes in, does all the work, does all the heavy lifting, and then walks the fuck out as the winner. I don't enjoy those types of matches. I never have. It was a very slow match for Balor, which I actually really enjoyed. We don't get to see Balor going for a lot of like the slow-paced, mat-based stuff or, submission stuff, the technical side of wrestling, which I always want to see from Balor because I know he can do it. So it was really cool, and he came out of that getting his record-setting 12th NXT TakeOver win. Congrats to Finn Balor on that. Match number 3, the NXT North American Championship 5-man ladder match. By far one of my favorite matches of the weekend for pay-per-view wise. It was great. We had Damian Priest versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Johnny Gargano versus Velveteen Dream. The prediction was Damian Priest for both Jesse and myself. Priest just drops Dream with a punch at the start of the match. Like, it was insane. Like, Dream finally got into the ring. He pushed Priest out of the way to do his taunt on the thing. As soon as he gets down, Priest just goes and fucking clocks him in the back of the head. It was awesome. Grimes being beaten up between Reed and Priest. Dream shoves Reed into Priest. Dream hits a Famouser on Gargano. I'm enjoying Velveteen Dream hitting Famousers. Keep it up. Dream DT to Priest. Super kick to Reed. Dream Valley Driver avoided by Grimes. Grabs a tiny ladder before Priest takes him out. Hits a big penalty kick to Priest. That was Cameron Grimes doing that, by the way. Slingshot spear to Grimes. Gargano tries to set the ladder up. Big kick to Gargano. Big fall-away slam to Priest by Grimes. Dream pulled in with a ladder by Reed, which was just insane to see. So, Dream was holding on to the ladder as he was like getting it out to get it into the ring, and Reed just goes, yoink! Ladder, Dream, both in the ring now because of that. It's fucking insane. 2 ladders set up. Grimes tips them, sending Dream and Priest down. He then climbs both ladders for some reason. He's got 1 foot on one ladder and 1 foot on the other, and he's climbing up. He looked really fucking stupid. Like, why not just climb one? You have less risk. And here's the point of how he looks stupid. Priest and Dream then stretch the ladders out. Reed goes under and goes kind of like this. Backs away. He then takes out Grimes, and then Priest and Dream sandwich him before throwing the ladders. He ducks under those, making one of the ladders bounce into Priest's face. I was like, I don't know if that was supposed to happen, but it was cool. Gargano and Dream using the ladder together until Reed takes them down and sentons the ladder onto them. So the ladder was... So they were using it as like a team thing. They were both hitting people with the ladder, and one was on the top of the ladder, one was by the bottom of the ladder. Bronson Reed hit them over the ladder, landing on them, and they sentoned onto the middle of the ladder, sandwiching the ladder down on top of both of them, pretty much pressing them between the ladder and the mat with his body. It was really cool. Reed takes down Grimes. Gargano climbs the closed ladder in Reed's hands. He almost made it. Then the ladder set up. Gargano goes up again, but Priest takes him down. He then sneaks up again. There's a lot of team moves from the men in this match, which I thought was really cool. Gargano tries to sneak again as Grimes, Gargano, and Dream attack Priest and Reed. Dream takes down Grimes. Gargano throws a ladder into him, pinning him on the turnbuckle. Priest pins Gargano with the ladder horizontally. So, for those of you wondering what's going on, so Velveteen Dream is right up against is like on the turnbuckle, sandwiched with a ladder. Then Gargano was thrown into that ladder, or was by that ladder, was hit back, and then a ladder was placed like this in front of him, pinning him into that ladder. Priest jumps onto it, sandwiching Gargano, which also hits Velveteen Dream. Then Grimes hits him with a ladder and makes the sandwich way more messy and deadly. And then Reed picks Grimes up and then splashes into his back, destroying all 4 of those men with ladders and bodies. It was chaos. Reed attacks Dream up top. Priest takes him down. There was a superplex, powerbomb, German suplex combo, which is, I think, the only time I've ever said that, and I hope to not be the only time I ever say that, because that was awesome. So, Reed powerbombed Cameron Grimes, who German suplexed Priest, who superplexed Velveteen Dream. So like, Priest went up to superplex Dream, but then Grimes went up to German suplex Priest. No. How it started was Reed went to do that. I think he went to German suplex or powerbomb Priest, but then Cameron Grimes came up, but Reed snuck out and then powerbombed Grimes. It was insane. Let me just say it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I might have gotten the physics wrong. It might have been Grimes power bombing while Reed suplex. I can't remember. It was confusing. Okay, let me just say it was a confusing mess. Let's just continue. Reed and Gargano fighting. Grimes tries to sneak it, but he is taken down. Priest climbs up all alone. Velveteen Dream stops him, starts going wild on him. Priest takes out Dream's leg out from under him with a springboard kick to the shin. Priest takes Gargano and Grimes down. Springboard flip by Priest, caught with a super kick. Reed starts wearing the ladder. Wearing the ladder, he put it on his head and was running around like this. Taking the others down, Gargano ducks it and hits a one final beat, grabbing the ladder and chopping Reed's throat on it. So Reed went like that right on the ladder. Gargano then throws the ladder into Reed's face. Priest almost murdered by a ladder that's thrown outside. Suicide dive to Reed, caught with the Spanish fly thing by Grimes, the weird like Spanish fly power slam thing he does. Diving elbow to Grimes. Suicide dive by Reed takes down Dream. Grimes is up, taking the ladder into the ring. Priest up, kicks the ladder into him, runs up the ladder and dives outside, taking down Reed, Dream, and Gargano. I kind of knew this spot was about to happen when I saw Grimes holding the ladder still. Candice LeRae comes out as Grimes climbs. She pulls him down, she tips the ladder over and then starts attacking him. Gargano hits him with the ladder and they take down Grimes with a Hurricane Rana. Gargano sets up the ladder. Reed climbs up and fights with Gargano up top. Gargano takes him down almost. LeRae gets in the way of him getting it. He dives down onto Gargano, does a splash onto Gargano with Candice LeRae on his back. He starts stirring, starts to climb. Priest is also climbing up. Grimes sets up another ladder. Priest takes down Reed. Grimes takes him down, followed by Dream taking him down. Dream gets his leg caught, and Grimes boots him in the face, taking the ladder down as well. Sets it back up, tries to ram the ladder into Velveteen Dream, but he avoids it. Bridges the ladder and crawls under it, attacking Grimes more. Sets him on top, or up on the bridge ladder. Sets up the big one and climbs. Tries to get the title. Priest stops him from getting the title. Reed slammed on a ladder. So let me specify what I mean by this. So Velveteen Dream set Grimes up on a bridge ladder that was bridged between the ropes and the ladder set up to get the title. He was getting ready to do the Purple Rainmaker, went like this, hit his hand on the title, was like, oh shit, and then tried to get it, but it didn't end up going the way he wanted it to. Grimes hits the cave-in, but it was really badly done. I don't know if it was his fault or I think it was Priest he hit it on. I don't know whose fault it was, but it looked bad. Like, it was horrible. Like, he didn't even touch him. It looked bad. I thought they were going to say, Grimes goes for the cave-in, but it's reversed or something. But no, they literally just said Grimes hits the cave-in. I'm like, no, he didn't. You can clearly see he did not at all hit the cave-in. It was horrible. Gargano heading in to stop Grimes. Grimes is taken down by Gargano. Slams hard on the ladder with a sunset flip powerbomb onto the bridge ladder. Priest on a bridge ladder outside. One final beat is reversed. Dream Valley driver on Gargano onto Priest on the bridge ladder. Dream climbs. Reed tips him outside, sending him over the barricade onto like a table or something. You can kind of see that. You saw it kind of happen because Dream like caught his stepped on the rope and jumped and dove off. Grimes takes Reed down off the ladder by throwing one at him. Gargano stops him. Gargano swings the ladder into his face. Priest and him both have it freed, fighting for it. Gargano falls and Priest wins 20 out of 10, 2-1 on predictions. It was a fucking roller coaster of a ride of a match. Like, that match was insane. There was a lot of huge spots. I mean, it's a ladder match, so it's kind of obvious. Lots of really close calls with other people grabbing the title. Great match, and the end with Gargano and Priest both fighting for it and then both getting the title down, both having a little bit of a grasp on it. I think what happened was Gargano got it down, so he had like 75 to 90% of the championship, and Priest had the little bit of the strap that was on the other side, and then he fought. That's how they fought for it. It was insane. Match number 4, men's singles match, Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole, baby. Prediction was Adam Cole for both myself and Jesse. Pat speaks out in the hallway, talking some more shit to Cole, really talking up the strength of his leg. Very generic music, which was kind of boring when he came out. He brought his boys out to the ring with him. Slow starting match. McAfee was doing pretty good in the ring, actually. I was surprised. He avoids the super kick a couple times, being very smart about the match, trying to piss Cole off, trying to get him to the point where he lets his emotions get the better of him. He slides in the ring as there's a huge commotion outside, so his friends came back out to the ring. The Undisputed Era came out to the ring. They were all kind of fighting outside. Some officials came out to try to stop it. Adam Cole was caught in the mix. Pat McAfee hit a fucking swanton bomb out onto all of them. There was like 13, 15 guys, something like that, sitting out there. He hit a swanton bomb onto all of them. He started taking control of the match at that point, and the match was a lot better than I expected. Then he gets hit with an Ushigoroshi, but he kicked out at 2. Backbreaker to him and another kick out. McAfee stopping Cole as he goes up top, goes up, heading up for a superplex. Cole shoves him down, and Pat McAfee, that beautiful bastard, backflipped and landed off the shove, and then fucking jumps up to the top rope from the fucking bottom, from the ring to the top rope, hits a superplex on Cole for a 2 count. McAfee lines up outside, but Cole dodges it, and McAfee punts right into the fucking step. It looked brutal. Cole locks in a figure 4. McAfee gets the rope after a lot of time in the hold. They both trash talk a little bit. Cole gets some kicks in the corner. McAfee goes low, but the ref doesn't see it, even though he can clearly see Adam Cole holding his bays. Punch Cole, but he kicks out at 2. McAfee goes for a diving axe handle, but Cole catches him with a super kick. Pulls down the knee pad, starts to pull down the knee pad, pulls it back up. It's like, no. Goes up top, calls for him to get up, hits Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole wins, 10 out of 10, 3-1 on predictions. The match was a lot better than I expected it to be. McAfee pulled out a lot of stops for that match. He definitely went and did his homework. He fucking trained his ass off for this shit, and he put on a hell of a show. He's not like Gronk, where Gronk had to be convinced to do the flip off of, or to do the dive off of the balcony at Mania by Vince McMahon doing it first. There's a video of that, by the way. If you want to go watch Vince McMahon in his 80s, I think, could be wrong, but in a very late age, diving off a balcony that he has no reason to be diving off of, go watch it. It's fucking awesome. But I hope we'll see some more matches from Pat McAfee, because he did very good. And for some reason, both Vic Joseph and Corey Graves kept calling the Panama Sunrise the Panama City Sunrise. It is called the Panama Sunrise. Get it right. It has been called the Panama Sunrise the entire time Adam Cole has been using that move. Call it its name properly. It's not Panama City Sunrise. It is Panama Sunrise. Okay? It bugged the hell out of me because they literally said it like 5 times. I'm like, no. You're both fucking stupid. I even double checked myself because I wasn't sure if I was getting the name wrong. But no, it's called the Panama Sunrise, not the Panama City Sunrise. I know he's from Panama City, Florida, but it's called the Panama Sunrise. Because Panama City Sunrise sounds fucking stupid. Sorry, but getting that called in the middle of a match kind of loudly, it's kind of annoying. Match number 5, the NXT Women's Championship match. We have Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. Prediction was Io for both myself and Jesse. Kai using Gonzalez to avoid Shirai and distract her. 619 is avoided by Kai. Big boot to Shirai on the apron. Kai goes for lots of pin attempts, locking in many submissions, focusing on the arm she had in an armbar earlier over the ropes. Kai with a brutal submission in on Shirai, working the arm. Shirai takes control, hits 619, springboard dropkick. Kai attempts a German suplex and powerbomb off the apron, but Shirai avoids both of them. Kai unleashed lots of kicks upon Shirai. She asks for more of them. She's like, bring it on. Well, she didn't say bring it on, but she's like, come on, give them to me. And she starts fighting back. Kai gets a scorpion kick. Shirai dodges the kick in the corner, rolls her into the turnbuckle. Kick is dodged again. Shirai unleashes in the corner with knees, heads up top, but Kai takes her down. She starts to take control back. Another armbar in on Shirai. She manages to get the rope with her leg. Shirai takes control back. Kai takes her down up top. Takes her down, but Shirai gets her foot on the rope during the pin. Shirai almost hits the ref in the corner. Kai accidentally hits her kick, her Helluva kick thing, on the ref. Moonsault to the ref, moonsault, but no ref to count it. Gonzalez gets involved, hits a big choke slam, puts Kai over her, and wakes up the ref. And Shirai kicks out at the last second, just barely getting her shoulder up. Shirai gets a crossface in after a reversal. Ref is still pretty much down at this point. Kai gets out of it. Big knee to the face. Shirai heads up top. Moonsault taking down Kai, and Gonzalez goes back up top. Hits the over the moonsault one more time. Shirai wins 15 out of 10, 4-1 on predictions. It was so close. I legit thought it was over when Gonzalez got involved and hit the chokeslam on Shirai. I was like, okay, that's it. Dakota's about to win this. But no, it was cool. Gonzalez attacked Shirai post-match, but Ripley came out and stared her down. She did not back down, and then Dakota and Gonzalez left. Ripley was then staring down Io Shirai from the entrance ramp. Then we had an NXT UK return announcement. It will be back September 17th, 2020. Who knows how many people are going to be there? Obviously, who knows? We don't know if it's going to be a situation where they have fans in attendance. We don't know if it's going to be a situation where they have a lot of superstars, because they might be doing it a small, kind of break. I know the NXT UK Women's Champion, as well as Walter, the NXT UK Champion, will be back. I can't remember what the Women's Champion's name is right now, because I can't remember who was last NXT UK Women's Champion. But Walter will also be there, which makes me happy because I miss the Ring General. And Tommaso Ciampa will be back this Wednesday on NXT, which might be setting up for a feud for the NXT Championship once we're done with that review. So, on to the final match of the night, the NXT Championship match between Keith Lee and the deadly Karrion Kross. The prediction from me and Jesse was a no contest. Shows Damian Priest getting into a hot tub with some beautiful women next to his very beautiful Hummer. It was very nice. Karrion Kross's entrance, good as usual. Didn't really need to say that, but you know, why not? Lee unloads on Kross right off the bat, getting his revenge for everything, for what he did to his face last week, what he did to Dominik Dijakovic a couple weeks ago. Kross takes control as they fight outside. Lee dodges a punch and then slams Kross into the barricade after. Lee breaks it with a big hammer fist. Lee hits the post as Kross dodges, kicking his hand in between the barricade and the plexiglass after. Kross attacks the arm with a brutal submission. Lee tries to fight out of it still. Kross dominating the match, focusing on the arm, pretty much completely destroying his arm. Armbar in on Lee, but Lee is holding very tightly to keep it from being fully locked, and he's doing that thing as much as he can. Lee rolls over, but Kross kicks out, back into the armbar. Big powerbomb by Lee. Both men down, recuperating. Big slam to Kross for a 2 count. Kross avoiding a splash in the corner and starting to take the control back. Hits a few kicks on Lee. Suplex. Lee covers for a 2 count. Kross with a big lariat that takes Lee down for a 2 count. Grizzly Magnum's avoided. Doomsday Saito is hit by Kross for a 2 count. Tries for the cross jacket. Gets it in, and Lee looks to be passing out. The ref does the whole, and Lee keeps his arm up. He is still in it. Kross wrenches, trying to hold it harder. Lee gets the rope, surviving for now. Hits Grizzly Magnum, hits the Spirit Bomb. Kross kicks out at 2. Kross and Lee both head up top. Doomsday Saito from up top. Kross wins. 8 out of 10, 4-2 on predictions. Didn't see it ending the way it did. It didn't look like it was going to end. It was weird, like the way it ended was kind of weird. But hey, new champion. And I'm excited to see who Kross faces first. Hopefully it's Tommaso Ciampa, calling him out on Wednesday. The total score for the pay-per-view is a 5-star rating, as I thought this pay-per-view did really well. I will say they may have ended it in such a weird way because Kross apparently separated his shoulder during the match. I think on the first Doomsday Saito suplex, he ended up separating his shoulder. No telling if that's actually the real reason he was not, or the match ended that way, or if that was always the planned finish. Regardless, it seemed like the match definitely wasn't what it should have been. It as you could tell from the rating, an 8 out of 10, it definitely under-delivered for me personally. I was expecting a lot better. I was expecting a much more insane match, and like I said earlier, I don't really like matches where it's one guy getting a lot of the offense. I like the match to be very back and forth and very, oh, this person could win here or this person could win here. You know, I like to see that, and with this match, we got Kross in control for a lot of it, and Keith Lee, well, not looking very glorious or limitless. So it was kind of, yeah, it was kind of bad. There's no glory to bask in. There was no limit. There was limits definitely put on him, and I think a big part of it was Keith Lee during the match didn't really look like he wanted to be there. It kind of seemed like maybe Lee, finding out that his championship, that he was losing it tonight or Saturday night. Sorry. It seemed like it may have pissed him off a bit, that he was going to be losing a championship he'd only held for a couple months, a championship he won to become the first ever dual champion in NXT history. So I feel like maybe he wasn't too into the match, which that's kind of one of those things. If you don't have both participants in the match ready and into it, you're not going to have a good match. I mean, go back to SummerSlam many years ago when Hulk Hogan faced Shawn Michaels. Shawn wasn't into the match, so he said, fuck this, I'm going to ruin this match as much as I can, because Hulk Hogan was being a backstage politicking asshole, and yeah, that was it. You know, that was the story, is he was being a dick backstage about it, didn't want to lose a match later on in the future, so just said, fuck it, and this is the only match, pulled some strings, got that to be the only match, and Shawn said, fuck it, if this is the only match we're going to have, I'm going to make it fucking horrible, so you feel like an asshole. And yeah, that's how it went. And personally speaking, it's become one of my favorite things to watch ever, because seeing Shawn Michaels bounce around the ring like that is always fucking hilarious. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this review video. Let me know what you guys thought of NXT TakeOver 30 down in the comments below. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay golden. Peace.